Hi, thank you so much for stopping. My name is Linda Jones. I am the author of Travel Agent Diaries and the CEO of Crafted Travel Company. And today I wanted to spend a little time talking to you about travel during this crazy coronavirus time and all of the bans and restrictions. There's a few things that I wanted to share with you and a few tips for being able to still get some travel in during this harrowing time, and different things that you can do. So let's go ahead and dive in. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was actually, during the travel bans, you may not want to travel internationally. That is totally your call. If you are healthy and not in one of the endangered groups, that's up to you if you want to travel internationally. Because of the ban, my recommendation, and I'm by no means any kind of an expert, but my recommendation is to stick to the ban protocols and stay away from the places that are banned. But that doesn't mean you don't have to travel or you don't get to travel. What I would recommend perhaps is maybe looking more locally. A lot of places locally and domestically, you won't have the same kind of problems. I mean, if you're at risk everywhere, let's just be honest. But if you're in a healthy age group, and you're not afraid to travel, you're wanting to travel, then I recommend looking locally. So if you look within your own state, perhaps within even your own city, there's a lot of places that you can go. Really great resorts that you've maybe never had a chance to try that maybe offer some really great, say, wellness, spa classes, experiences. Maybe it's just on the other side of town and you have a new viewpoint, or just a way to get away. You don't have to go far away to feel far away. Because I know a lot of you have kids that are coming home either for spring break or because their school is closed, and you might go a little stir crazy. You could still take those vacations, but look more locally, look more closely. Some ideas that I want to share with you for looking closely. Again, resorts that maybe have some different offerings in it, classes, different restaurants, different spas, a different point of view. Maybe you live in Southern California and you live inland and you want to get something on the beach and have a view of the beach. Maybe you live in a desert and you want to maybe go up to the mountain and have a viewpoint of the mountain. Something that gives you a different viewpoint, something that gives you a different way of living. Maybe it's a special resort that gives you a little bit more luxury and a little bit more service. Maybe it's a special spa, maybe it's a special restaurant. Maybe it's just getting away and it's not that different, but you are away and you are taken care of, and you don't have to do dishes and you don't have to cook and all of those good things. So I really want to encourage you to look locally. Another thing you could do is go within a few hours drive. That way you're not in big airports and you're not having to be in big crowds of people, but you can still go experience a new place. One of the things that I really recommend, for instance, I have a lot of clients because I'm based in Southern California. Most of my clients are also based in Southern California. And I'm recommending to them, the people that want to travel, one of my favorite itineraries is actually to drive up the coast and go up to Sonoma, Napa, and maybe even farther north of San Francisco and into Northern California a little bit more. There's some amazing resorts, scenery, things to do and see where you're not going to be in giant crowds of people. It is extraordinary, and I highly recommend it to everybody. Another thing that you can do is there are private flying options. And I know people are scared by that because it sounds like it should be so expensive, but there are actually private jets that sell tickets on their planes that are more of a commercial price. But what happens is you get to fly out of the private terminal. So you're not in the main terminal. You're not going through the main TSA. You're in a totally separate terminal with your own parking, your own TSA, your own lines, your own everything. And so it's a way to have a much smaller group, less exposure to a bunch of different people, and a way to still be able to fly. There is, for instance, a local jet in Southern California that flies they fly out of Burbank, out of Orange County. They're coming to San Diego. So you can catch a flight there and you can fly within about 2 hours. So you can fly up to the Bay Area, you can fly to Oakland, you can fly over to Vegas, over to Phoenix. They even have flights up to Seattle and Portland. So there's different things that you can do. And the best part is depending on when you fly, of course, some weekends are going to be more expensive than others, but depending when you fly, they have rates as low as $89 each way. And that's a private jet. Now it's a 30 passenger jet, so it's not like you're going to get the entire jet to yourself, but this is an incredible option to be able to still fly maybe a state or two away or to another location if you don't want to be in the car for 8 to 10 hours and still get that vacation, but in a much smaller, less crowded, less exposed way. So that is another option. Now, let me transition this into, okay, so great, you've decided you want to travel. You're going to travel even if it's internationally, if you feel comfortable doing so, or you're going to travel domestically. We all know the ways that we can protect ourselves physically. According to the CDC and the WHO, it's the washing your hands for the 20 seconds, not touching your face, wiping down surfaces. But here are the ways that you can protect yourself when you're traveling. So when you get on the airline, a lot of airlines are doing some more extensive cleaning on the airplanes before you get on. But if you want to take extra precautions, one of the things you could do is bring along some disinfectant wipes. Now, Kelly Reynolds, a professor and doctor, PhD, I believe, at the University of Arizona in environmental microbiology, she says that the coronavirus is actually very easy to kill, even more so than some of the other viruses that have been out in our recent past. And she says that disinfectant wipes and hand sanitizers are actually, I'm sorry, I'm reading the quote, they kill viruses much stronger than the coronavirus. So if you can get your hands on some, say, Clorox, I think they're called Clorox to go wipes, or other disinfectant wipes that kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria, take those along with you when you travel. If you're traveling by plane, what you want to do is take a wipe, start with your tray, the actual tray that comes out of the back of the seat, wipe that down. Excuse me, wipe down your seat, your armrest, the back of the seat console, wipe all of those down, and then have some hand sanitizer with you and wash your hands. That is a perfect way to clean the area that you're going to be in and touching, and give you just an extra sense of protection and an extra sense of peace that you've cleaned those areas. And then just remember not to touch your face and to use those other precautions. One of the things they say is you don't have to worry so much about the recirculated air because of all of the filtration systems that it goes through. You actually have less of a chance of catching the virus through the filtered air than you do through the surfaces. So that will help to protect you when you're flying. When you go to a hotel, same thing. Bring those wipes, those disinfectant wipes, and your hand sanitizer. Wipe down the surfaces, the remote controls, the light switches, things of that nature. And one of the other things they say, sometimes the bedding, and this might be impractical depending on how far away you're going, but they may or may not be disinfecting the bedding properly. If you're going to nicer hotels, there's more of a chance that they will be doing that. Cheaper hotels maybe won't. If you're driving to your destination, that might be something, bring your own bedding and you can change the bedding. But by wiping down the surfaces and those type of things, you are adding an extra layer of protection for you so you can still enjoy your travel even though it's during a harrowing time. The other thing I want to encourage you to do is this might be the perfect time because you're going more locally and you're perhaps not spending as much money on flying far and things like that. Upgrade your experience, upgrade your resort. So not only might you have a nicer experience going maybe to a luxury resort or a premium resort for this travel opportunity, but also those resorts are the ones that are going to have a little bit stricter cleaning guidelines and a little bit stricter ways of going about their business. So you might be a little bit more protected by doing that. So this is the perfect time if you've always wanted to travel luxury and never have, or wanting to upgrade to a nicer place. This is a great time to give it a try because you're going to be a little bit more cared for in those environments and a little bit more, I feel, protected. That's my personal opinion. That's not by any means guaranteed by the CDC or anything, but I feel like those resorts are the ones that have the wherewithal to be able to make sure those measures are met. So Anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying I encourage you to keep traveling. Don't give up. Just travel maybe more locally, observe those bans, and then there's a few protocols that you can take through few measures you can take to protect yourself. So I want to wish you very happy travels. This ban will end eventually. It's not going to last forever. And then we can all get back to traveling and exploring the world and enriching our lives through travel. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope you have a fantastic